Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Had a pretty good, what you call a flood to watch last night. Flash flood, that's what they call it. And it was a rough one. Thought we were going to have a party yesterday evening, but the storm came. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you because I woke up this Sunday morning, and yes, it is a Sunday morning, and I'm still down in this wonderful place of my birth. And I heard the news report that Donald Trump was talking about some uh, executive order he signed that would deny obesity women who are being facilitated with that medication through Medicaid and Medicare, something like that, I believe. And these people need it. These people want it. It has been made and prepared for them for the purpose of which it is used. And there are a group of people that says no more. And then you ask the people what they're doing. They say, well, what we're trying to do is kind of make government small, save more money, amass more money for the nation. And the nation and everything is controlled. This is what they are trying to do. And this is when I say they, I'm talking about you, the people, as well. Because in that, in trying to make the government small and to save money, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, government represents you, the people, every last one of you. Government represents you, the people. Now, let me ask you something. How much government does it take to feed, let's see, a household of 3 or 4? Think about that for a second. But I want to take a government that's trying to feed 1 million. Now I want to take a small government to do this. And in doing that, I feed a small portion of that 1,000. But then I want to change things around. I want to hire a bigger government, big enough government to feed every last one of those 1,000. And that's what I get. But I had to pay the price. I had to increase more workers. But I need to save more money. I forgot. So maybe I need to cut these workers back off. Save that money. Increase more hours for the workers. Well, I don't know what that's going to do for the people who can't afford education if I use that same principle. You see where I'm going, ladies and gentlemen? You see where I'm going? I'm trying to say to you the same things that I've been saying to you all the time. What I just got through saying to you was as confusing as it could possibly be. Somebody asked you what I said, you couldn't tell them a thing because you didn't get anything. Why? Because I didn't say anything. But what I did that for is because I want to say something. I want to say to you again that the power of the most beautiful world that you as an individual or as a collective group can ever imagine, can ever imagine, can ever imagine is in your hands. Yes, it is. It's in your hands. Now, here's key. God has a plan, and I'm talking about God's plan. When I talk about God's plan, I'm talking about the natural order of things, the natural way. The natural way. Well, you don't have to drink to try to see if it'll get you there. You don't have to shoot up to see if it'll get you there. It's what we call the natural way. Yeah. But now there's another way that we are being confronted with that we know about, and that's man's way, our way, the world's way, we might want to call it, where we have people like these folks who said, We don't care about you being fat. If you want to be fat, that's okay. That's okay. But we're not gonna medicate you. We're not gonna pay for it. Now who? Now that's not Donald Trump saying that. That it might come out of Donald Trump's mouth, but that's America saying that. That's America saying that. When the people say we're not gonna pay for your education, and you who don't have are not educated, you're just dumb and stupid because we're not gonna pay for it. That's not somebody that what you might call in power saying that. That's America saying that. And that, my friends, is America because the world can either only be one way. It can only be one way. And that way will be God's way of that joy that I'm constantly speaking of, or that other way of this pain and suffering that Donald Trump is teaching you about since you didn't know about it. A lot of us already knew about it. But the choice is ours. And there's no in between. As we are here, we will make this world heavenly or we will make it hell. Whose side are you on? I asked the Supreme Court, whose side are you on? I asked the Attorney General, whose side are you on? I asked the President of the United States, whose side are you on? I asked Congress, whose side are you on? I ask America, whose side are you on? Hold it, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I already got the answer. I already got the answer. All I got to look around. I see the pain and suffering. And when I see suffering, I see houses falling down. I see property can't be mended. I see all of the pain and things I just got through mentioning to you. And I got to ask you, who do we as human beings honor and serve when we can only serve one? And we'll know who we serve by what we see. Is this really us? Ladies and gentlemen, it really is. But we can change. The mission of basic human rights for all people is to acquaint you with the best that I can of power you can't see by kind of pointing out some things that you understand exist, but you don't know how to get there, but it's there. And saying to you that you got a lifetime, however long that is, I don't know. But you have a lifetime to be somebody. What does that mean? To wake up. That's what that means. And you are given so much from your birth up to those few years, you're given so much. And then you got a spot of your life that if it's done well, I won't even talk about done well because you never want to get that under the pad experiences. But even under these experiences, you grow up, men handsome, if they're handsome, and women grow up and they're beautiful. And they're caught up in the deception. They are caught up in the lie. Whatever is going on, it's whatever it is. And yes, just like today, out of all the things that's happening, churches are filled with people singing wonderful songs about Jesus, talking about God, reading the scriptures about all the fantastic things that God is all about, and nobody can compare with that. All that is going to be going on, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt. But the message that I just got through giving you is real. So I'm asking you, what is just to go to the other point, what's the singing and Jesus and God and powerful, almighty, in you, spirit? What does that mean? I mean, seriously, up until now, all we've done is heard words. That's all we have done, heard words, no action. Well, that other point connected to that is that there will come a point in time, if you keep on living, and if you're not living heavenly, that means the world being changed and everybody's living that heavenly life. You're living that worldly life, that hellish life, that deceptive life. And as you get older, it don't matter how beautiful you were. It doesn't matter too much about any of that stuff that you held up, that you thought made you somebody. There's gonna come a change, and it's gonna be it's gonna be horrific. People, if you don't know, but I'm sure you do, some people get so ugly. I mean, ugly. I'm not going to talk about your disabilities because, hey, that I'm going to talk about your disability. I wouldn't want. I'm not going to talk about your disability. I'm going to leave that alone. But your ugliness. I mean, because that's what really matters, how you look. And you got so ugly, you just don't want to go out. You want to hide. But it's all of our making. We don't have to live like this. We can stay beautiful all our lives. You're talking about a fountain of youth. Command life. That's the fountain. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've said enough. I'll call it and say goodbye for now.